John Wick style fights and choreography in a world that's similar to Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? How does that work? What's good, my fellow film fiends? I go by Kevin Demos, aka the Film Fiend himself, and today we'll be getting into Bullet Train. Ladybug is an unlucky assassin determined to do his job peacefully after one too many gigs gone off the rails. Fate, however, may have other plans, as Ladybug's latest mission puts him on a collision course with lethal adversaries from around the globe, all with connected but yet conflicting objectives on the world's fastest train. The end of the line is just the beginning in this non-stop thrill ride through modern day Japan. Listen here, man, when I say this film is insanity in its purest form, trust me, I mean that. This is a crazy film, man, and I honestly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and the reason for that probably is because I'm a huge Guy Pearce film, and I feel like this film pays homage to it in certain aspects. The two films I mentioned earlier in Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, you see there's certain elements in this film, in my opinion. But what works so well is this film doesn't try to invent the wheel. It knows exactly what type of a film it is and what it's going for, and it delivers on all those premises. And it's so refreshing seeing Brad Pitt just letting loose and having fun. The whole cast in general, in my opinion, this film doesn't take itself serious, like I said, and it's just hard-hitting action. It has a surprising comedic element to it, a very surprising comedic element that works for the most part. And another bonus I gotta give it is the fact that the star of the show, your headliner, is Brad Pitt, but there's a lot of aspects and portions of the film where he's not in there. It's your side characters. Then the film did not drag not one bit. It still felt lively, and I was entertained. And listen, Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson. Woo! Lemon and Tangerine. Oh my God, these characters are amazing. Majority of the humor comes from their character. Don't get me wrong, Brad Pitt has his humor as well, but man, these characters were so well written. They were not one dimensional. They had a nice little heartfelt element to them as well. Oh man, I could do with a spinoff of just these characters, in my opinion. And also, I said this is directed by one of the directors from John Wick. And you could tell because fight choreography here is stellar, A1. And what I really liked is they took a very unorthodox approach to a lot of these action scenes, and it worked so well, man. Gorgeous looking film, by the way. Cinematography was beautiful, but a lot of it was in the bullet train itself, and the vibrant colors really sets it apart. And I said this is an insane, crazy film, and it's that exactly. And that type of premise could get tiring very quickly, but what they do is they add this element of mystery, because you don't know what's happening, why all these moving pieces are gathering together and what's going on, and then holds it to the very end. And then it's like a jigsaw puzzle. They try to piece it together. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if I 100% believe all the moving pieces fit, but just that element of mystery, it really elevates this film, and it held my attention throughout. It's a 2-hour film. It is a little long in the tooth. I'm not gonna lie. You could have shaved some a good portion of it off, and that's primarily in that third act. Like, you think the first 2 acts are insane, and then on the third act they just said, you know what, fuck it, I'll throw the book out the moving train, and we'll do whatever I want. We'll throw any insanity that you could possibly think into this film, and they do exactly that. This third act is absolutely insanity. A lot of it doesn't make sense, and they want you to just throw logic and believability out the window as well. And for the most part, I can't go with that, because logic and all of that, the premise is insane as it is, but these films set these rules in the universe that they're in, and I feel like it contradicts itself in certain aspects, and there's a lot of head scratching moments as far as the decision making in the third act. But if I'm gonna bring another negative in here, it's gotta be this large cast. They have a lot of characters in here, and not all of them worked in my opinion. I didn't feel anything for a majority of them. They tried this little attempt of backstory, but it didn't click, it didn't fit in it, and it wasn't believable in my opinion. They could have took the approach of less and more, and I think less is more, and I think this film would have been better off for it. But with all that being said, man, I didn't care. This film was fun. I had a great time watching this. It was hard hitting. It was high octane action. The comedic tones hit for the most part. Sometimes the tone they clash, but for the most part it really worked for me. Brad Pitt, he was a standout. Tyree Henry, Aaron Taylor Johnson, those three right there, they stole the film in my opinion, and that is why I'm giving Bullet Train a 3.5 out of 5. A unapologetically fun and insane movie. It doesn't undersell or oversell. It's cut from the cloth of films in the early 2000s who had this neck break style. It's just an overall good time at the movies. Now let me say this film is not gonna be for everybody. I believe it has a pretty low Rotten Tomato score right now, but it has a particular style that if you're not in tune or you like these type of films, you're not gonna enjoy it. Like I said, I'm a Guy Ritchie fan, so this is right up my wheelhouse. And I think if you're just looking for a fun time in the movies, this is just the film for you. Give it a watch. I think I'll say you won't be disappointed. And yep, that was my review for Bullet Train. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you watch the movie? What you thought of it overall, man? And until next time, I'm Kevin D. Moss.